kickoff between these two former conference foes, the 69th meeting. Of course, now an SEC Big 12 clash between Arkansas and number 15 TCU. There is Keon Hatcher. He's along with Dominique Reed back to return. The Cole bunts kickoff as we are underway here in Fort Worth. And as always, Holly Rowe, our eyes and ears on the field. Good evening, Holly.
Well, good evening. For Austin Allen of Arkansas, he waited in the wings patiently for almost 3 years behind his older brother, Brandon Allen. Well, now this is his team, and he got off to a decent start last week. After throwing just 3 passes all of 2015, he connected on 69% of his passes last week. But he did have 2 turnovers that he'll have to clean up a little bit tonight. His brother, Brandon Allen, was at home watching the game, and he said, you know what, I was more nervous watching my little brother Austin lead this team than I was waiting to find out if I'd made the Jacksonville Jaguars. We'll see how quick.
And the good news did come in for Big Brother in terms of making the NFL team. They will start on the ground with Raleigh Williams, who is wrapped up after a gain of maybe 2.5. Sammy Douglas with the tackle.
TCU's defense built to play in the Big 12, built for speed. They've got guys who can run all over. They're not particularly big along their defensive front. And that's why Arkansas wants to try to attack with their running game right at the speed.
Play action on 2nd and 7. Allen is able to get that ball complete to Drew Morgan. Impact players are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. As always, Brett Bielema has a capable feature back. Williams excited to be back here in the Metroplex. 96 yards in week number 1. Drew Morgan, you saw him, a fiery vocal leader. But they could be disrupted by TCU's Josh Caraway, 11 career sacks.
Well, again, you see a little bit of what Arkansas likes to do offensively. Run power football in between the tackles and then either play action or bootleg.
Just a gain of maybe 1 that time for Williams. 4th season at Arkansas for Brett Bielema. Of course, he's familiar with going up against a Gary Patterson coach team. Rose Bowl rematched up.
Yeah, it was a great game. A 2-point victory for Wisconsin, or for TCU in that ball game.
Gary, his 16th year, the all-time winningest coach for the Frogs. Amazing what he has done over the past decade and a half. 2nd and 9, Williams on the pitch. Able to get to the outside, and he may break free. Raleigh Williams, welcome back to Dallas-Fort Worth, young man.
Well, this is a play Arkansas really likes. They have 2 wide receivers to that side of the field. Both the wide receivers are going to block into the formation, and they pull the tackle. Dan Skipper out to lead the play. Now, folks, that's a 6'10" left tackle that's moving like that. A very athletic big man who gets out there and gets the key block on the safety coming up to make the play.
Local kid from just outside of Dallas. Dad's a Dallas police officer. Allen over the middle, diving catch is made inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal, Hogs. Drew Morgan.
Well, Dan Enos, the offensive coordinator, said we want to get Drew Morgan going. He played okay last week, but not as good as he's capable of. And in this first possession, 2 big-time catches. And the Hogs are right inside the 5-yard line on a very impressive opening drive. This is the area of the field now where Cody Walker, they like to get him involved, number 24, the bigger back in their goal line offense.
Jackson's the fullback. I formation for the big boys. Walker wrapped up at the line of scrimmage that time as Kenny Aloka cut through.
When you're playing short yardage goal line defense, it's all about leverage. It's all about staying low and getting underneath the pads of those guys trying to block you. It doesn't matter that they could be much bigger or not. if you play with leverage, you have the advantage. And that time, TCU did a nice job of getting underneath the Arkansas O-line.
I think the officials are saying there is no play on that last.
Well, they may be wanting to go back and make sure that the Morgan catch was a catch. And they were trying to get buzzed down, and they didn't get it communicated correctly.
And they'll look to see if Morgan has firm control of the ball throughout, or does it come loose and the tip of the ball go against the grass. Now, if he controls it firmly and it touches the ground, there's no issue, but you have to maintain firm control throughout that process as it's touching the ground.
Pretty good coverage by Jeff Gladney, number 12, staying with the play and fighting in there for the football. It looks like the ball moved as he was going to the ground there, as opposed to being securely caught when he went to the ground. We'll have to wait and see what they come up with.
We have an SEC crew down on the field led by Mark Curls, and John Caporal from the Big 12 is upstairs, as is our man, Bill Lamagnier. Bill, what do you see?
Well, you hit it right on the head, Joe. If he's got firm control of the ball, goes to the ground, and that ball touches the ground, but there's not moving his hands, the ground will not cause an incomplete pass. It'll be a catch.
Remember, the ruling on the field is a completed.
Right there, when that ball is moving as he's on the ground, that, I don't know, that looks like he doesn't have firm control.
Let's get the call.
After further review, the ruling is the ball hit the ground, therefore it's an incomplete pass. It's 2nd down and 10 at the 23-yard line. Reset the game clock to 12:36. 12:36 on the game clock.
And Bill, just clarify for our audience, because that wording wasn't particularly correct of saying the ball hit the ground, because the ball can touch the ground.
Right. His hands were underneath the ball. He had the ball, but it moved in his hands on the ground. So that part of the ground caused the play to be incomplete.
Well, a good break for the TCU defense. Instead of having to get into their goal line defense against this big team, a 20-yard completion wiped out, and Arkansas still in the red zone, but a little bit further away from the goal line. Austin Allen looks very sharp here to start the ball game. And again, when they can run with some success and then mix in their bootlegs and play action, that's when this Arkansas offense
Correction.
Very difficult.
The previous play was snapped at the 22-yard line.
Just a correction as to where they're placing the ball there.
Last week in the game at home against Louisiana Tech, Arkansas was only able to manage 297 yards of total offense, only 106 yards of rushing offense. Very uncharacteristic, but they're off to a much better start in this ball game.
So 2nd down back at the 22 instead of that prime position they had. Williams, not much there at all. Ty Summers, who gives them a little more run support at linebacker with the tackle.
A little bigger linebacker. Normally he's as the Mike linebacker. He's going to be in the middle of the formation. That time he was on the end of the line, read the play and closed quickly for a short gain. Guys you have to be concerned with here now are the two defensive ends, Caraway and McFarland, outstanding pass rushers.
Allen to the end zone. Diving effort beyond Keon Hatcher as Denzel Johnson had coverage.
Well, McFarland was in there. His quickness got to the quarterback and forced the throw to be a little bit errant. Watch McFarland in a stand-up stance go right around the right tackle. Used his quickness, gets into the body of the quarterback, and it's hard to be accurate throwing that kind of a corner route with a guy hitting you right in the midsection.
So it'll be a 38-yard attempt for Cole Hedlund. He grew up right up the road in Argyle, Texas. Didn't have a field goal attempt last week. This is his first attempt of the season. And the Hogs take a 3-0 lead here in Fort. Field goal lead for Arkansas. Connor Lippert, who they traveled here to be a kickoff specialist, namely because he's left-footed, gives them a different look and possibly a little stay away from the dangerous return man for TCU, and that's exactly what they're able to get as they get it to Deontay Gray. Try to stay away from Cavante Turpin, so they put in the lefty. Now there is Kenny Hill, who had the sensational statistical debut last week, Todd.
Absolutely. Played very well. It was the first time that he was the starting quarterback at TCU. And the coaches were very interested to see how he would just deal with everything being in a game. They saw him in practice, and the biggest thing they took away, yeah, he threw for some yards, he ran for 3 touchdowns, but he threw 2 interceptions early, and his ability to shake it off and his demeanor through the game really was the most impressive thing last week.
Empty set to open things up for Hill, the transfer from Texas A&M.
Quick release, accurate thrower.
And incomplete as he was looking for Kyle Hicks.
Again, Arkansas offensively is a team that wants to pound. They're going to huddle. They're going to take their time, possess the football. There's Kenny Hill's dad, former Major League Baseball pitcher.
As the runner-up for the Cy Young back in '94. Kyle Hicks looking for some room there. They'll make for a 3rd and 7. At the Chick-fil-A impact players, and TCU, of course, has plenty of downfield threats, including Taj Williams, one you should know, had 11 catches last week. Most explosive player on either side, likely Cavante Turpin. And Dietrich Wise, 7.5 sacks in his last 5 games for the Hogs. 3rd and 7. As Hill is able to get it to Ty Slanina. 8 yards and a 1st down for the Frogs.
Really nice awareness by Slanina of where the sideline was. How close he was. The throw was well thrown to the outside. Slanina gets the 1 foot in for the 1st down.
Up tempo is TCU as always in recent years. Quick screen to Hicks, and Hicks has room and steps out at the 43.
Nice block by Desmond White, number 10. He's not a very big slot receiver, but he got the key block on Andre Tolliver, the corner, to turn that into an 8-yard gain.
Quick over the ball. Hill sprinting to the near side. And a diving effort that time by Emmanuel Porter. 14-yard reception. TCU on the move.
Porter actually fell down, coming out of his route, was able to get back up and continue to come back to the football, which you like to see receivers do.
They look screen, then thinks about deep and open downfield, but incomplete, looking for Taj Williams, covered by Pulley.
Yeah, if Kenny Hill could have put that one on a line a little bit more, he's got a touchdown, because Taj Williams was wide open, but because the ball hung in the air a little bit, it enabled the corner to get back out there and make a play on the football.
Missed opportunity for TCU.
Ryan Pulley with a nice play on the outside.
This is big Derek Green. You remember him from Michigan, now a grad transfer here at TCU. Didn't get here until just before fall camp opened up.
Arkansas feels like the strength of their defense this year will be their defensive line. They've got depth and they've got talent, and already in this first possession, they're rotating 4 new guys into the ball game. They want to try to keep them fresh against this fast tempo TCU offense.
3rd and 7. They only bring 3. Plenty of time. Alonalua. He was cut down at the 37-yard line by Andre Tolliver.
Yeah, Lonalua is a 230-pound back coming out of the backfield. Pretty smart to go low and try to knock his feet out from under him. And first big decision of the ball game, and Gary Patterson showing he's going for it on 4th down.
4th and 4 for the Frogs.
Now it looks like Gary wants to call a timeout. I'm not sure he's going to stick with this or
First
not.
charge timeout, TCU.
Barbecue. We got a 4th down here as the Frogs are choosing to go for it.
The other thing you got to be aware of here is the running ability of Kenny Hill on a play like this. Got to be careful rushing him.
Has time. Here he goes, Todd. And with ease, dangerous inside the 20. Keeps his balance as a flag comes down.
Well, there's going to be an illegal block. It'll still be a 1st down because it was after the 1st down was made by Kenny Hill. Jarrison Stewart, the wide receiver, guilty of the illegal block. But again, when you rush Kenny Hill, Rob Smith said we got to try to build a trap.
Illegal block in the back, number 14 offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 1st and 10.
When you rush Kenny Hill, you've got to be disciplined. They run a little stunt game, but that left too big of a gap. They weren't able to close that trap on him, and he saw a bunch of green grass and shows you his athleticism. And on a 3rd or 4th down, when it's that kind of yardage, that quarterback run is very, very effective.
1st down at the 26. This is Deontay Gray. And Gray gets free, loses the ball at the end there. Arkansas football.
Really a well-designed run. He picked up a beautiful block by Slanina. But at the end of the play, a little bit of a face mask. He just dropped the ball. There could have been a face mask penalty possibly called before the fumble right there. But before he hits the ground, the ball comes out.
It was Jeremy Ledbetter forcing it out as the big guy was tracking downfield and came up with a big play, and it looked like Dre Greenlaw recovered that. But a costly turnover as Gray was setting up what would have been a 1st and goal. Now Austin Allen trying to create some breathing room. Cody Walker right at the line of the scrimmage that time. As Braylon Mitchell and others getting to him. Chris Bradley in on the play.
A sudden change opportunity now for the TCU defense. What Gary Patterson wants to see out of this group is to get a 3 and out here. Your offense had some momentum. They turned the ball over, but you have a chance to maintain a field position edge if you get a good defensive possession here. 1st down, job accomplished. 2nd and 10 now for Arkansas.
Play action from his end zone, Allen. And able to get it complete for a 1st down to the reliable Drew Morgan, an 11-yard reception.
A safe pass because it's max protection. You got one receiver on that side. It's inside technique by the corner, and you're throwing the out route. And you got a receiver that you have tremendous confidence in Drew Morgan. That's a beautiful route. Got the yardage and still was able to come back to the football to secure the catch.
Walker off the left side, spinning his way to the 20-yard line, tackled by Douglas.
Last week, another uncharacteristic thing for this Arkansas offense, in addition to only running it for 106 yards, they gave up 4 sacks. And that is something that's been really rare for this Arkansas offense under Brett Bielema. Only 14 all of last season, and they had 4 last week, but it wasn't all the offensive line. There's 3 new starters in that offensive line, a new quarterback, a freshman fullback, a new starting tight end. There were a lot of different parts last week that had a part to play in the sacks.
2nd and 5, Walker again, and he was met by Douglas, and then coming through to finish it up was Gladney. A loss of 1.
Well, they tried to pull the guard, Froholt, from the left side, and he just got hung up. Good penetration by the TCU defense, and they stopped that play.
Third and 6, off the edge, pressure, and swung down by Josh Caraway.
Well, we've already seen one play where McFarland got there quickly and forced a bad throw. This time, Caraway from the other side working on Skipper, gets around to the outside with quickness and gets the sack. Caraway led this team a year ago with 9 sacks. McFarland missed all of last year, but led the team the year before in sacks. And the two of them as a tandem can really get after the quarterback.
Well, here's good versus good. One of the best punters around in Toby Baker against one of the most dangerous return men in Turpin.
I don't let him catch it. They pin him on the sideline.
Great directional punt that time with the roll by Toby Baker. Brett Bielema says, in my opinion, he may be the best in the country. 59-yard punt from Toby Baker.
The World Cup of
Speedway track in 1961. Now, first off, you're saying, wow, they actually had a football game before.
Didn't know that.
How are you going to know the attendance in 61?
Right.
Best of luck, my friend. Here's Turpin. He was trying to get to the edge, met by Ramirez.
Really solid defense by Arkansas. This is an interesting defense. They're not a heavy blitz team. They're not real flashy in the things they do, but they're very fundamentally sound. And again, the strength of their defense this year is their defensive line.
Hill on 2nd and 8. As that was thrown to the inside as he was looking for Williams. And Pulley had coverage again.
That's the second nice play that Pulley has had in the ball game. He read that route. I mean, he jumped the slant route and almost beat the receiver to the spot. Key guy up front for Arkansas, Dietrich Wise right here. You have to account for him. Interesting stance. He puts that right hand up in the air like he is getting ready to jump out of a sprinter's block.
Took an inside move that time, and they were able to get him. Underneath and met was Desmond White, as Henri Tauvelver did his job well, and the punt team will come on for TCU.
See, again, when you play defense the way Arkansas does, some might call it a bend but don't break, but it's all relies on your ability to tackle well in space. You've got to play fundamentally sound. If you let them catch the ball underneath, you have to make tackles underneath, and that time Tolliver did a great job.
Adam Nunez on to punt away as Cornelius awaits. This is a low line drive as Cornelius fields it inside the 20, but it gives him a chance as the coverage didn't have a lot of time to get down on him, as Austin ran him out a 16-yard return. Holly.
Well, Gary Patterson, who's also the defensive coordinator, calls the plays for his defense, was not happy with how things went last week for his team, giving up 41 points. But he also knew against this big, heavy Arkansas team that he needed to get bigger. So he made 5 different position changes on this defense. He put 2 of his linebackers, who are a little bit bigger, heavier guys, Sammy Douglas and Ty Summers, starting tonight, both 230+ to get a little more heft in the middle. 4 new guys at safety and in the secondary, and those changes seem to be paying off. A crucial stop on the last opportunity for this TCU defense.
Well, one thing I think we're going to see out of Arkansas this possession is a deep throw down the field. Dominic Reed is their speed guy.
Williams Williams nowhere to go. Tejada did a really nice job coming from that corner spot.
Yeah, he did. And Tejada is a guy who a year ago only got to play in 3 games before an injury. Was a freshman All-American the year before that. This Gary Patterson defense last year was decimated by injuries. The bad news is they had to play a bunch of young guys. The good news is they still found a way to win 11 games, and all those guys have experience coming into this year. That's why you're able to move guys from one safety position to the other, or linebacker to safety. Very versatile guys on that defense.
Play action as he's able to get it to Johnson, the fullback, out to midfield. Good gainer that time with Hayden Johnson, 18 yards.
See, just so few teams in college football use a fullback. This is a freshman, number 32. He's been blocking the whole game. Now he slips out. It kind of fools the linebacker. Summers, number 42 on that play, and it's an easy throw and catch. And you got to give the big dog a bone every now and then if you want him to keep knocking his head in there and block for the lead running plays that Arkansas likes to use.
Williams on first down, well blocked and able to keep his balance to the 42-yard line.
I mentioned the deep throw I think we'll see from Arkansas soon. The other thing I think we'll see soon is getting the ball in the hands of Jeremy Sprinkle, their tight end. Hasn't touched it yet. He's a big-time weapon. 27 catches a year ago, 3 catches last week, including the game-winning touchdown on a 4th and 3 play late in the 4th quarter.
He was the only SEC tight end who had a touchdown catch last week. Second for Williams. Look at the push he's getting here from the Hogs up front. It'll be 3rd and about 1.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if Brett Bielema throws here, because right now he is in his mojo is to go for it on 4th down. He was 3 for 3 last week, so I wouldn't be surprised. Now they're going unbalanced line. They just took Dan Skipper, their left tackle, and moved him over to the tight end on the right, so they're heavy on the right side.
3rd and 1, and able to get the first down is Williams. But you're absolutely right, Holly, that no man's land and Coach Bielema's belief in analytics in spots like this.
Well, that's right. And the other amazing thing is Raleigh Williams, who has gone through a tremendous neck injury last year. He was injured against Auburn, a very scary situation where he went down on the field and had to be carted off by ambulance. Brett Bielema said, I ran out to the field and I looked into the young man's eyes and he said, Coach, I can't feel my arms. That scary injury, but back to sticking his nose in there fearlessly for this young man, Raleigh Williams, this season.
Fresh set of downs thanks to his efforts now. Here is Jeremy Sprinkle. Stiff arm, good block, and a good gainer, as it was Dominic Reed helping out Jeremy Sprinkle.
See, this is all set up by the running of Raleigh Williams. Their ability to run the football sets up everything that Dan Enos likes to call in the pass game. Play action, that time it was a bootleg, a naked bootleg. No blocking protection out there, but because of that fast pursuit of the TCU defense, Sprinkle able to turn it into a big play.
There is Williams. Holly told you about the scary season-ending neck injury. He is back to business this season. Wiggling his way inside the 20. As we come to the end of the first quarter, Arkansas on the move again. Raleigh Williams already 58 yards here at TCU. A good one on college football primetime presented football game. We asked how many fans at the first football game at Bristol Motor Speedway track back in '61. 8,500. There was a NFL exhibition between Washington and Philly back in '61. Wow. There may be 8,500 just in line for the bathroom right about now. Look at the time of possession in that first quarter.
Yeah, playing
That's
the script.
Brett Bielema's ball. Williams able to get through that first line of defense.
You know, just to go back to that, it was interesting. Arkansas won the toss. Brett Bielema chose to take the football. You know, normally he's probably going to play defense, but he takes the football with the idea of let's establish right now that we want to possess the football. We want to impose our will on this fast TCU defense in their building. And they were able to do that. They only have a 3-point lead, but they're knocking on the door again and controlling the tempo of this football game.
3rd and 1 as big Grayson Gunter is the lead blocker for Williams now. And a first down for Arkansas.
Again, they go unbalanced line, so they take their left tackle, their biggest offensive lineman, Dan Skipper, and they put him over here as a tight end. Now, this is Jeremy Sprinkle, so keep an eye on that, because when they do that, at some point they can throw to him. He's an eligible receiver. So far, they just have used it to run the football, but they can use it as a trick play or trick formation to throw out of later in the game.
10th play of this drive will be a 1st and goal.
Austin Allen needs to call timeout. Smart decision. You want to make sure you get the right
First
call.
charge timeout.
You got a good drive going. You don't want to waste a play down here inside the 20-yard line.
30-second timeout.
Dan, you notice the offensive coordinator. He was the head coach at Central Michigan from 2010 to 2014, where Central Michigan was the team involved in that crazy finish today. In the
Crazy
win
and
in
controversial.
Stillwater. Yep, absolutely.
So, you know, it's interesting. We brought up the time of possession when it comes to Arkansas. You saw what the numbers were in the first quarter. In college football nowadays, a lot of people say time of possession. It doesn't matter. Not when it comes to Arkansas.
Well, it matters for teams like Arkansas,
Right,
because that's the way they want to play. That's when they're playing to their strength. And also, it keeps a team like TCU off the field. And I think even though a team like TCU or Oregon says, wow, we don't care about time of possession because we just want to get it and score quick. But when you feel like your shots with the ball are being limited by the other team, I think it maybe puts a little sense of panic in you sometimes as an offense that you have to score even quicker than normal.
Shortens the game.
Yep.
Makes every possession valuable. And when you fumble inside the 10 like TCU did, you'll regret it. 1st and goal. As they go with Reed here, as the receiver came around and was only able to spin for maybe 2.5 yards as Summers and Gladney were there.
Good discipline on the backside of the TCU defense. We already saw them kind of get beat or fooled on the bootleg with that fast pursuit. That time they stayed at home, played with discipline, and were able to stop the end-around play. This again where you keep an eye on Sprinkle. This part of the field, big tight end, 6 touchdowns a year ago, 1 touchdown last week. So here he is right here.
Williams met. And Sammy Douglas is off to a good start tracking him tonight.
Sammy Douglas came on a run blitz. Sometimes you blitz against a run play, you time it up. Sammy Douglas hit it right in the crease. Nobody there to get him, to wash him away on the run play. And he gets into the backfield and makes a nice negative play.
This time Sprinkle's going to be in the bunch on the near side here on 3rd and goal.
The difference between 2nd and 3rd is now they're thinking past TCU's defense.
Allen was pressured and just burned it.
Tried to throw a screen.
22 is in the area. There's no foul for intentional grounding. Number 22 is in the area.
Tried to set up a screen to Raleigh Williams. It was blown up by Aaron Curry. But again, on 2nd down, play action near the goal line is more effective because the defense is thinking 50-50 run pass. 3rd down, they're thinking pass more about 80-20 at that point.
From the hold of Matt Emmerich is Cole Hedlund, who made from 38 earlier, this from 27. And he splits it. Allen thought he could have got more, but they'll take a 6-0 lead here in Fort Worth.
you.
Thank you, Adnan. You and I were curious to see how Charlie Strong would go about his task this week, coming off of that moment last Sunday night.
Well, still a lot of young players. They probably were reading a lot of stuff on Twitter, getting a lot of pats on the back. You got to get them regrouped. Short week, and it sounds like he did a good job of, he and his staff of doing that so far.
Here's the lefty Lippert again. But this time they put Turpin on that side smartly. And here goes Turpin. And that's why he's so effective. Holly?
Well, Kenny Hill for TCU is starting in his first year here at the school, but he's already beaten Arkansas once. That's when he was a redshirt freshman at Texas A&M. He downed the Arkansas Razorbacks. But, you know, he's had to reinvent himself after starting those games, getting off to a good start at Texas A&M. Things fell apart. He got fired from his job and transferred. Gary Patterson, though, met with his mom and dad and said, look, let's let everything die down. He went to junior college, focused on his academics, really got things going in the right direction and matured. And his offensive coordinator, Doug Meacham, says, all the stuff I read about him before, I haven't seen that kid here. He's been nothing but great.
And Holly, it seems like that's all in the rear view mirror now, as Kyle Hicks is taken down by Beanham.
Well, and the thing that Kenny Hill has to feel good about, and Gary Patterson and everybody on the TCU sideline right now, is even though they're down 6-0, and even though Arkansas kind of worked that first quarter exactly the way they want, because they had to settle for 2 field goals, 1 quick strike touchdown by this TCU offense, and they're in front with a made extra point. So the game is still very much the way they want it to be.
2nd and 7. Hill. Quick ball to Gray, and that'll be a Horned Frog first down. 7 completions, 7 different receivers.
You get a first down, and then you can play hurry up. You can't play with fast tempo until you make some first downs, and now they can go.
Hill distributing it well. Quickly getting it to the side to Slanina, and he is taken down by Coley and Ellis.
Slanina out of East Bernard, Texas, one of 4 wide receivers on this team that were high school quarterbacks. 6 defensive players for Gary Patterson were high school quarterbacks. I think he likes to recruit those guys, huh?
He likes ball skill guys, gamers, and here he is again to the 40-yard line, a first down. He had 4 touchdown passes in the Texas State High School Championship.
Really nice job with a pump fake by Kenny Hill. It really fooled the middle linebacker, Brooks Ellis, and opened up a slot right behind him.
And now a rhythm for TCU. Hicks, what a move he put on there. As he then scoots out, and a flag is down back at the 38.
Arkansas wasn't set. There's the quick tempo. Henry Tolliver misses the tackle, but they were not set in their defensive formation when the ball was snapped.
Personal foul, chop block, number 58 offense. 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
Holly, we're talking about tempo here. Doug Meacham yesterday, you said to him, how fast do you go? He said, I don't know, we just go fast, right?
Well, I timed him at practice, and from when the whistle blows to end the play till they snap the ball again, they were going about 12 seconds per rest. So they can go very fast. But Henry Tolliver there, guys, he's just getting a start tonight because Kevin Richardson's injury.
Hill tried to find Hicks underneath.
Pretty good coverage, just a 3-man rush by Arkansas. Again, trying to make Kenny Hill throw the ball underneath. You want to take a quick. Kenny Hill is a guy, he's got that, a little bit of that. He's a very confident guy. He wants to make big plays down the field. You want to force him to take everything underneath.
He's trying to extend the play, and Brooks Ellis, pick 6, will it be? Yes! How about that? Big man with big plans in the end zone. Pick 6, Brooks Ellis.
The last 2 plays in this possession, Kenny Hill tried to hit his back out of the backfield, working on the linebacker Ellis. Ellis has started a lot of ball. He's the leader of this defense, and he's got his eyes locked right on Kenny Hill. The ball's thrown behind Hicks. It kind of floats in the air, and Brooks Ellis makes a great break on it. But 2 plays in a row, Brooks Ellis was guarding the back. Hicks coming out of the backfield. That time he turned it into a touchdown.
Taiwan Johnson gave some pressure. Kenny Hill made a poor.
They only had a 4-man rush. They're going to take this guy outside and bring this guy inside. And Kenny Hill's going to make a mistake here. He's going to leave the pocket when he really doesn't have to. See, if he stays there, his linemen are going to pick up these 4 rushers. But when he leaves the pocket, he puts himself in trouble. He's not able to reset his feet, and the ball gets thrown behind his intended receiver. He left the pocket when he didn't really need to, and the result was a poor throw and a touchdown for Arkansas.
Brooks Ellis, prior to going to fall camp to get ready for the season, he went to Belize and studied biology. This is a high academic senior. He's had an outstanding career. What a big moment in a big spot. So the Razorbacks find themselves up 13-0 here at TCU, where the Frogs have won 14 straight at home. Thank you, Adnan. Of course, Mississippi State was one of the SEC teams that lost last week. Saw the conference record of 7-7. Desmond White knee was down there. And Fitzgerald at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Now, life after Dak Prescott's going to be a little interesting down there.
Yeah, very much so. He's a great, great player. Glad to see them throwing with Kenny Hill first possession. You know, that's their MO. That's their offense. Yes, they want balance. Yes, they want to run, but they're going to make their big plays throwing the football.
They look Turpin's way, then try to come back to Deontay Gray. But whenever Turpin's in the game, all eyes are going to head towards him.
When he gets his hands on the ball, he's a dangerous guy. Last week, he had 176 all-purpose yards. Had a big punt return for a touchdown in the second quarter at a very important time. Taj Williams, 11 catches last week, 0 so far tonight.
Third and 5. They're coming after Hill. Able to extend. He's going to try to get to that line to make it. He's going to get even more as he puts the ball away. Stiff arms and picked up a good block from Emmanuel Porter. 26-yard gain.
Not a good block. A great block by Porter because he held this block a long time. Dietrich Wise forced him out of the pocket. Watch how long number 1 stays engaged with the corner, Jared Collins. That ball came from the left hash mark all the way to the right sideline. A big-time block by Emmanuel Porter.
Hill. I don't know if he overthrew the shallow receiver or was trying to get it downfield to Jarrison Stewart, but that was off the mark.
Yeah, I think that one was intended for Desmond White and was overthrown. Usually when the ball is tipped and goes back towards the secondary, bad things happen.
So 2nd and 10 now. As Turpin once again is flanking Kenny Hill. Now he splits out. Here is Turpin. And a little Turpin time, as they like to say here, as he is down close to the 30-yard line. First down, TCU.
You got to get his hands on the football. He's only 155 pounds, but he's extremely quick and fast. He's got that combination. And he protects the football at the end with a lot of white jerseys converging on him.
Here's Hicks. as he was wrapped up that time by Brooks Ellis, who just moments ago had the 47-yard pick six interception return. Kenny Hill, by the way, the one thing they keep stressing to us is we learned he doesn't have short-term memory. He doesn't have that panic button. You're seeing that on this drive.
Absolutely. Comes right back in, gets right back into saddle, and starts slinging it again.
Hill tries to cut back, now extending the play to the other side, and then makes a good move inside the 20. If flag is down, we will see if this comes back, but that's a glimpse of the athleticism of Kenny Hill.
Well, he certainly adds that dimension to the offense and makes it that much more of a problem for Rob Smith or any defensive coordinator.
Here's the run. Illegal block below the waist. Number 64 offense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
The end of the play. Right there it is. Matt Pryor with the illegal block.
So a second down from the 44. Receiver stacked to the near side as he will pass. And that was incomplete as Cole Hunt could not hang on to it.
Cole Hunt, a graduate transfer from Rice, the younger brother of a guy who was an all Big 12 center here, Joey Hunt, now with the Seattle Seahawks. So is Trevon Boykin, the former quarterback here, made the Seahawks roster.
3rd and 24. And it appears Arkansas is going to use another timeout.
Second charge timeout, Arkansas. 30-second timeout.
Holly, what says you?
Well, you know, earlier in this game, we saw TCU go for it on 4th down in a kind of interesting part of the field, but there's a good reason for that. They lost their terrific kicker, Jaden Oberkrum, who has gone on to do other things. He's a senior. They've got 3 walk-on kickers, so nothing against the new kids, but I don't know that Gary Patterson has a ton of faith in his kickers right now. So here on 3rd down, let's see what they get here, but don't be shocked if you continue to see Gary Patterson go for it in situations where he might not otherwise, just because he's uncertain about what those kickers provide.
That's a great point, Holly. Oberkrom is gone, and he was absolutely special. Hit 79 field goals in his career here at TCU.
Well, then I think strategy-wise, if you're Kenny Hill, if you're Doug Meacham and Sonny Cumbie, as you're saying, hey, let's try to get half of this back on this play. Let's give ourselves a chance around the 30-yard line to decide what we want to do.
They only bring 3. They set up the screen with Hicks. And he tried to stay on his feet, but was wrestled down at the 36-yard line. So that no man's land that Holly talked about for TCU.
I think now Gary Patterson's going to punt the ball and hope that his punter can pin Arkansas deep and make the Hogs go on the long field here with 7 minutes and some change left in the first half.
As Cornelius will set up shop, and Adam Nunez will try to pin it. Just that reverse rotation, see if it stops for him. As it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. TCU still looking to get on that board. Patterson, but right now they see a goose egg on the scoreboard. Arkansas 13-0 here in the second quarter against 15th ranked TCU.
Arkansas controlling the clock, the scoreboard, 0 penalties, 0 turnovers.
And good effort that time by Summers.
Both
He was
inside
able to meet
linebackers.
Whaley.
Yeah, both inside linebackers came on a run stunt. Sammy Douglas got back there along with Summers. Anytime you can knock this offense behind schedule a little bit, and what I mean by that is don't let them get 4 yards or more on first down, then you get a little bit of an upper hand. This offense is built to stay on target, on schedule, with the first down yardage needed.
Play action. Allen over the middle and incomplete. It was Ty Summers who got a piece of it.
Well, we mentioned the no turnovers so far for Arkansas. TCU could certainly use one. It was a big turnover that kind of stretched the lead for Arkansas in this game. The interception by Brooks Ellis. TCU recovered a fumble last week, but no interceptions here on third down and long. See what they can come up with.
Chance to get the Hogs off the field for Gary Patterson's defense. 3rd and 10. Pressured, and it falls to the ground. But that was James McFarland, who missed all of last year with an injury. Back to action.
Stand-up stance, very quick off the ball. Working on the right tackle, Colton Jackson, and just beats him with quickness. Beat him to the inside early, beat him to the outside that time. Possibly could have been a penalty for hands to the face there. He went right across the face mask of the quarterback, Austin Allen. Got away with one there.
So now Baker on to punt. Turpin got 2 returns for touchdowns in his career. As Baker skies this inside the 30, and a fair catch called for. Reminder that Monday Night Football is back. It is our annual doubleheader. Gonna get you started with the Steelers and the Redskins at 6:55 Eastern. Then 49ers and Rams at 10:15, and coverage begins Monday at 5 Eastern on ESPN with Monday Night Countdown.
So again, we have 5 minutes and 51 seconds left before halftime. And this guy right here, Taj Williams, has yet to catch a pass. 11 catches last week, 158 yards, shut out so far tonight.
Quick strike, intercepted. What do they say?
They're calling it incomplete.
Incomplete. As Josh Lydell came in for that ball that was just hanging there.
Boy, Slanina was open too. If he catches this in stride, he might run right past the safety. The ball is high, too far to the inside, and there's the bounce. Good call. That could have been a nice completion and a big yardage play had the ball been thrown lower.
Little tap pass to Porter.
Boy, is this
well trapped. Man, oh man, is Brooks Ellis balling out. I mean, he is all over the place.
You mentioned how smart he is. He reads and reacts quickly. I mean, he reads this play, diagnoses it, gets leverage on the back. Derek Green was responsible for blocking him, but because Ellis read it so quickly, he got outside leverage and was there to make the play.
3rd and 14 now. Hill underneath the Hicks. Hicks gets past Ellis, and Hicks has a whole lot more. And now an opportunity with under 5 minutes here in this first half for the Frogs. 31 yards.
I mentioned you have to be able to make tackles in space in this Arkansas defense. Brooks Ellis has been beautiful all night. That time, he didn't have good position, and he lost leverage, and Hicks was able to convert a big first down.
Hill taken down hard at midfield that time by Ledbetter. As Ramsey was also involved.
Well, Ramsey was there first. Ramsey is an undersized guy, 6'4", 225 pounds, sophomore out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, very quick off the ball. He was there first, working on Joseph Noteboom, the left tackle, and then some other help got there to get the sack.
Hicks wrapped up that time by Tywan Johnson. So it'll be 3rd and long for TCU. Doug Meacham contemplates his options.
Three deep look by the Arkansas defense right now. 3 deep safeties, keeping everything in front on 3rd and long.
Hill. That ball came out funny.
Yeah, he's actually lucky that the ball came out that way, because you try to throw late down the middle against cover 3, that's bad. There's nothing there. And the fact that it was low or came out of his hands funny is probably a good thing.
Maybe one of the defensive linemen may have caught just enough of it. And there's Jared Cornelius back out to return the Adam Nunez punt. Fair catch around the 10-yard line. Under 3.5 to play in this first half. Hogs on top.
I've been thinking, this might be the one thing in the world you pull apart to come together.
With the team, always a bright smile. Popped in our production meeting last night to say hello.
Whaley with the carry. Of course, she really came in to say hello to Holly,
absolutely.
right, Holly?
I did get a good hug from her. But, you know, Brett Bielema told us that this week, for the first time since he's been at Arkansas, he actually showed his team some video of when he used to coach at Wisconsin. He said, I've never been that guy to show people what we used to do. But that Rose Bowl loss to Gary Patterson and TCU has stuck in my craw for all these years. I wanted to show my team, look how great this team could have been. We've got to do the same things to be great today.
Of course, that finished off TCU's undefeated season as Rose Bowl champs. As Williams continues to get work. It was interesting to hear Brett Bielema go through all the players that went on to great pro careers from that team. Guys you wouldn't even think of, made rosters, stuck around. See what the starts have looked like.
Well, they've played about as flawless of a first half as you can play on the road. Control the clock, control the scoreboard, no turnovers, no penalties, and a 3rd and short here.
And a first down by way of Raleigh Williams. Let's check in with my man, Adnan.
All right, Joe Tess, thank you very much. Coming up on the Buick halftime report, we'll let you know about some close calls for top teams, specifically Clemson and Georgia also. How about them Chippewas? A wild victory for Central Michigan. You will not believe the finish over Oklahoma State. Also, the Pilot Flying J at Bristol Motor Speedway. An update on what's happening between Virginia Tech and Tennessee. All that more coming up the half. Tess?
You also won't believe the controversy and the ruling as to what should have been officiated with Central Michigan and Oklahoma State. This is Cornelius as he was cut down by Tejada. And a timeout is used by TCU.
Second charge timeout, TCU. 30-second timeout.
You know, it's funny, Todd. Everybody pointed to this week after the greatest opening week in college football history. I said, they don't have the headline games this week. And everybody warned, something will happen.
Absolutely.
A lot of things happen today.
You're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old guys. It's college football. You never know. That's why you line up and play. You never know.
I think a lot of people were very surprised when they were watching games today and seeing some of the scores come in, how sluggish Georgia looked and Clemson looked, as the rankings are brought to you by Capital One. How do you explain a Clemson, a Georgia just being muddled, going through the motions in games like this?
Well, you know, the Georgia, there's a little more explanation because, again, it's a new coach in Kirby Smart, some new staff, some new changes. You know, they played well enough to win last week against North Carolina, but not great. You know, so they're still ironing some things out. I am a little perplexed by Clemson because of all the talent they have, that they just have not seemed to hit their stride at this point.
Williams again. Flag is down as Williams patiently waited for his hole and took advantage. Finally run down at about the 40-yard line.
Well, they're going to get Jake Rollerson, number 50, the right guard. He was pulling the lead on that play and just kind of reached out and grabbed his man. I don't think he needed to.
Holding number 50 offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
He's going to lead on this play right up in here, and his man was stunning into the hole, and I think if he just lays on him, he's okay. But he reached out and grabbed him, and there was the penalty. That was Traven Howard, number 32, who got held, nullifying that big run. And Traven Howard showing up in the hole that quickly kind of fooled Rollerson, caught him by surprise, and he instinctively reached out and grabbed him. Traven Howard is a guy who was a leading tackler last year on this team, 105 tackles. He's one of those guys that played linebacker last week, moved to safety this week. Right now he's lined up as a linebacker again.
Cody Walker, just a gain of one. So the penalty on Rollerson, Holly, brings them back. 3 new starters on that Arkansas offensive line.
Well, not only 3 new starters, that offensive line last year, they were the biggest line in all of football, including the NFL. So they've lost some of that size. But then 2 of their guys are playing in new positions. So a lot of new changes for that offensive line. But my favorite guy that I'm watching, Dan Hicks, their big left tackle at 6'10". He's doing a good job with those size 18 feet. Brett Bielema says, hey, he might not be as fast at left tackle, but it takes a long time to get around him.
Sure does.
30-second timeout.
He is every bit of 6'10", 319.
Well, we've already seen tonight where he's the longest to gel and the longest to come together and play as one unit. And so you got to learn as you go. And on top of that, the starting left tackle, Froholt, was a converted defensive lineman. This is his first year playing on the offensive line, and he's only been playing football for about 3 years. Came from Denmark.
Yep, was an exchange student in Ohio and then finished up his high school career at the famed IMG down in Florida. 3rd and 16. And they will simply keep it on the ground.
Absolutely.
TCU out of timeouts.
In this entire first half, TCU, I don't think that they tried to throw the ball vertically one time. They've got some big wide receivers on the outside that I think sometimes you got to just throw the ball up in some jump ball situations and let guys like Emmanuel Porter and Taj Williams go up and try to make a play for you. We'll see if they do that in the second half.
And see if Toby Baker can get off a good directional punt again. Turpin. Nice coverage by Arkansas against Cavante Turpin. 54-yard punt. Well, you can get your Sunday started the right way for your NFL Sunday. 10 a.m. it's NFL Insiders. And then Todd at 11 a.m. you got the new Sunday NFL Countdown. Trent Dilfer, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, and Randy Moss joining Chris Berman.
Same quarterback, Chris Berman, but different moving parts. See, we just talked about the offensive line taking time to gel. We'll see how well those guys gel right out of the box.
.21 seconds remain for Kenny Hill without a timeout. Kyle Hicks gets around the edge and then out with 16 seconds remaining.
.202 total yards now for TCU. Last week they had over 600 in their win against South Dakota State.
Once again, Hicks as 9 ticks remain.
Well, you got time to maybe throw one more quick out or quick throw and then take one shot towards the end zone. Can't get it to the end zone from here, but one more quick completion, maybe you can.
There's the completion, and you'll get the temporary stoppage with 3 seconds, which is critical because of spiking the ball to stop the clock after a temporary stoppage. You have to have a minimum of 3 or more seconds. That was critical to have that on the clock there, right, Bill?
On the money. You have to have 3 seconds or more once the clock stops, and it's going to start again. If the clock had been running, then it's up to the timer. But good call by the officials and a good spike.
That was a rule that was put in a few years ago.
Third and final charge timeout, Arkansas.
So Arkansas will talk things over here
timeout.
with 2 seconds remaining. And TCU with the chance to air it out. Sure, some of the Frogs fans are thinking, where were those 59 points from last week that we saw come so easily? Reminder that Sports Center at night going to have Bucci and Anderson. It's going to come after the Virginia-Oregon game. That will get you up to speed on the entire day of college football, coverage of the U.S. Open Women's Finals, and any of the NFL news heading in to your NFL Sunday. So here we go. 2 seconds remain. That guy's arm, and 47 yards of grass to conquer. Hill. He launches it. And it was batted down. TCU scoreless at home in the first half. An Arkansas kind of game on a busy day of college football, as we will send it back to Adnan, the pride of the Ryerson Rams, and the Buick halftime. Well, see if they get a chance to make something happen on special teams. They've got a dangerous return man. Arkansas has had a strategy to play keep away from Cavante Turpin. He's back there with Deontay Gray. That is Connor Lipper, the lefty kickoff specialist for Arkansas. Line drive knuckler that bounces inside the 10, finally picked up by Turpin, allowing the kick coverage team to come down and find him.
Well, this has been the difference in the ball game so far. The first turnover, a fumble after a nice run that took him inside the 10-yard line. Looked like TCU was going to get on the scoreboard. Instead, they turn it over. Then Kenny Hill with the poor throw behind his intended receiver, Hicks. And Brooks Ellis not only picks it, but takes it to the end zone.
Look at the difference that a week makes.
A little different opponent, for one thing. The biggest thing.
Here's Hicks testing that left side. You know, they got a lot of respect for that Arkansas front seven, especially the talent they put on the defensive line. Guys like Ledbetter, you see him there. Dietrich Wise, Taiwan Johnson, a lot of experienced, talented defensive linemen. Up tempo, as out to the edge is Turpin.
Nice block by Taj Williams. Again, I still think they got to find a way to get number 2 involved in their offense. Last week, 11 catches, 158 yards and a touchdown. He's yet to even have a ball targeted at him tonight. Junior college transfer, he still maybe is not completely up to par on the whole offense, but a playmaker for sure.
First down for Kenny Hill and the Frogs. Over the middle, and that was thrown behind Slanina, but he was able to come down with it. 18-yard reception for Ty Slanina.
And they tried to stretch this defense a little bit. They had vertical routes on the outside, and Slanina came in the middle.
Hill steps up against pressure and then is taken down by Dietrich Weiss Jr. And Dietrich is a very interesting guy. Had a great conversation with him the other day, Todd.
Well, Ledbetter is the first guy that's going to force Kenny Hill to move in the pocket, and then he has no awareness of where Wise is. Yeah, Dietrich Wise is a guy that has just gotten better and better through his career here at Arkansas and comes up with a big sack there.
Told us he feels like this defensive line is the best that they've ever had. 2nd and 14. Underneath is White, and White gets it out to the 46. Kenny Hill on 3rd and 9. First down, John Diarse, the transfer from LSU.
Really nice protection that time for Kenny Hill. He stays in the pocket. 3-man route on that side. Diarse finds a nice hole in between the two defenders.
Here's White now. And he can't get free that time. As Ramsey came over and made the tackle.
Very important drive right here for TCU. Right out of the locker room. Holly talked about the halftime adjustments for Gary Patterson and the offense. Doug Meacham, Sonny Cumbie right now. They've got a nice drive going, but they've got to pay it off with points. And that starts with taking care of the football.
Hill, he's got Hicks. And Hicks maintains his balance and fights his way for a 1st and goal TCU.
There was a play fake, but Hicks really wasn't close enough, but they still got it.
Here's Hicks now. Touchdown, Frogs!
Well, this was everything TCU wants to do. Score on their first possession of the 3rd quarter, and they did it the TCU way. First, it was a throw to Hicks. Fooled the Arkansas defense. Then they hurried up and lined up and used their tempo and got the running play called before Arkansas was set. And Hicks, on his 2nd time he touches it, gets it in the end zone.
There was a holding on the point after attempt. So Ryan Graff, the place kicker, will be backed up. This will be a 30-yard extra point. So Kenny Hill 6 for 6 passing on that drive for Coach Patterson. They pulled it within 6.
Stop clicking.
Hill scampers 69 yards for the touchdown, longest carry of his career. It's over on ABC, and Virginia Tech has a 14-0 lead. Tass, back over to you.
Thank you, Adnan. Joe Todd and Holly here in Fort Worth with a good opening drive for the home team on a whiteout night when they're wearing all black with chrome metallic purple helmets. Cole Bunce to kick away. And this is Dominique Reed. And Reed trying to get his way out to the 30-yard line. Taco Bell student of the game we're going to take a look at TCU's Froghorn. That powerful locomotive whistle that can generate 100 decibel sound from 100 feet away. And they've been blasting that thing since 1994. And Todd, they were happy to just let it go moments ago with Kyle Hicks scoring the touchdown. Raleigh Williams, local kid from just outside of Dallas, the lone back for Arkansas. And he goes forward for a gain of maybe 2.5 yards, tackled by Orr.
Nice job by McFarland. Actually came on an inside stun. He didn't get the tackle, but he was able to get the ball carrier tripped up a little bit and forced the ball carrier to dance back inside where there was better pursuit.
Play action, Allen to the outside, complete to Hatcher. And it'll be 3rd and a long yard as Tejada was able to make the tackle.
That was Hatcher's first reception of the game. He was a leading receiver last week with 6. Missed most of last year. Got injured in the Toledo game. Was the leading receiver the year before that. So smart decision by Dan Enos early in the 3rd quarter for Arkansas to try to get him back involved in the offense.
3rd and 1. Bring in some extra meat in the form of Jake Hall, the extra lineman coming in. He's lined up as an H-back. They're going to pass off of it. And it is batted down that time. That's a heck of a play by Ty Summers. He just reached back and got a piece of it.
Well, he was guarding the underneath tight end, but the ball was being thrown to Sprinkle, and watch Summers get his hand on the ball. It wasn't going to his man, but his eyes were on the quarterback, and that enabled him to time his jump and get the deflection.
So now some momentum with TCU. Toby Baker into punt, and Cavante Turpin possibly providing a spark. But Baker has been good.
You can't make a mistake with this guy.
He's been netting over 50 yards a punt on his first 3, and he skies this again. Fair caught down around the 11. 51-yard punt from the talented senior Toby Baker. Kenny Hill back out there when we come back.
Let's go, Dr. Pepper here. You know, as long as it's been college football, there's been Dr. Pepper flowing through the stands.
29 points, but right now they trail by 6 at home, does TCU. And tracking them down, Cavante Turpin, as Brooks Ellis once again in on the play. Ellis had the play of the game, the pick 6, the 47-yard interception return.
Now those negative yardage plays on first down, particularly deep in your own territory, they really make you hesitate a little bit as a play caller. Big time play that time by Brooks Ellis.
Loss of 4. Hill's going to run. He's got an open lane. Lowers the shoulders, and he's going to be close to that line to make as he met up with Ryan Pulley there. And a mark of maybe a half a yard short. And a 13-yard gain by Hill, and they're right over the ball.
Kenny Hill, the leading rusher tonight for TCU.
Empty set on 3rd and 1. Quick pass. Hicks has to make a move, and I don't know. It'll depend on the mark here as he was wrestled out.
Ryan Pulley with the tackle on the sideline.
See line judge Michael Shurry puts it right on that line, and it is a first down for TCU.
See, part of Arkansas's philosophy on defense, and particularly this year because they have so much confidence in their defensive line, is they're going to rush the passer with 4. They're not going to bring a lot of extra guys. They're going to play some man, they're going to play zone, and they're going to try to force you to execute and be patient and work the ball down the field. And they're counting on you getting greedy as a quarterback or, making a mistake in your execution. The last possession, Kenny Hill was beautiful.
That time, not able to connect with Jarrison Stewart.
Yeah, and that's a good throw. That's a good timing throw. There aren't a lot of timing throws in this offense, but this little skinny post, I believe they call it a glance route, that's perfectly thrown.
Right through his hands. He didn't play in the opener, Stewart. He was banged up, so this is his first run of the year. 3rd and 10.
And that's vintage Arkansas defense right there. They get some pressure from the 4-man from Dietrich Wise, and Ellis makes a sure tackle after a short completion. Dietrich Wise is going to come from the top of the screen and get enough pressure that Kenny Hill feels it. And then Brooks Ellis has to make a tackle after the short catch.
Not a good looking punt from Nunez, but it does take a TCU bounce and then settles in. So we will take a break. We got a good one here. SEC and Big 12 meeting up.
They call it the Holy War. BYU and Utah, part of the Beehive boot, as Troy Williams to Tim Patrick. 21-yard touchdown pass. By the way, Joe Tess, roping up the other teams. Well done by you.
Oh, thank you very much, Adnan. Always nice to have Adnan in the studio. The young man forged in the tough streets of Toronto's Garden District. 13-7, Arkansas on top here.
Good spot for a play action throw down the field here for Arkansas.
And here's Allen. And he connects with Drew Morgan. Good looking play for the Razorbacks.
You just got the feel from about the middle of the second quarter on that this TCU defense was starting to squeeze Arkansas's offense. They started to get a read. They started to get more penetration around the line of scrimmage, becoming more aggressive in their run defense. And that opens them up for bootlegs and play action and some big chunk plays down the field. That was a good call during that extended timeout between possessions by Dan Enos.
On the pitch, here's Williams. And he was ridden down by Sammy Douglas. Austin Allen, the little brother. Brandon Allen now in the NFL with Jacksonville. His father Bobby's on the Arkansas staff. Their director of high school and NFL relations, his 19th year as part of the Razorbacks. Allen downfield, complete to Hatcher. Flag is down. We will check on that as Hatcher goes out at the 12-yard line.
Well, Tejada went down. They may call this offensive pass interference on Hatcher. There was contact.
Pass interference, number 4, offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
And I don't think he needed to do it because Tejada was taking a very hard inside technique. So, well, see, when the arms got extended, the contact was initiated by the defensive player, but when the arms got extended by Hatcher, that's what drew the flag. If he just gets away from that contact, it's no penalty.
Yeah, you just want to swim through that move. If you take and force out with those hands like he did, it's offensive pass interference. Good call by the official.
See the disappointment with Hatcher there as they're backed up now to a 2nd and 23.
They had single coverage. The corner had a hard inside technique with no safety help. So it was the perfect call and route against that defense. Just got to get away from that contact a little cleaner.
And Chuck Russ, the side judge, is getting an earful from Brett Bielema. Allen to pass again. Pressure was coming as he released it and right into the hands of Jeremy Sprinkle. How about those last 2 strides by Sprinkle to track down that pass?
First of all, a great job by the right tackle, Colton Jackson, just taking McFarland out around the quarterback. Watch McFarland come on the rush, and Colton's going to take him out around the quarterback, just enough time to make that throw, and Sprinkle gets the foot down. The wingspan to go up and make the catch and extend, and a beautiful throw on the out route. That's two beautiful throws in a row by Austin Allen. One counted, the other one didn't.
Williams, good leg drive for +11, and another first down for the Hogs.
Very smart use of pass protection for Arkansas as well when they throw. They're going max protection, and then they come right back to their power run game. Nice lead block in there by Austin Cantrell, number 44, redshirt freshman tight end. And when they throw, they're throwing with max protection. So it's either a two-man route or a three-man route at the most. Backs both stay in.
That was Jackson with a jump.
False start, number 74 offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They'll look the other way on that. Last week, he made a touchdown-saving tackle on an interception return against Louisiana Tech. Put forth a great effort last week.
But one of the things we said in the first half that was so good about Arkansas's play, 0 penalties. Now that's 3 penalties already here in the third quarter. Not an offense that functions at the highest level when you knock them off schedule or when they knock themselves off schedule.
Williams getting 2 yards beyond the original line of scrimmage, pre-penalty.
Arkansas well within field goal range at this point. Be smart with the football if you're Austin Allen. Again, we're in that situation where second down in this part of the field, maybe a little better down to throw if you want to take a chance at a play action.
To the end zone. Caught. Touchdown, Drew Morgan.
What a beautiful throw by Austin Allen. A back shoulder throw to the corner of the end zone. And he was in perfect sync with Drew Morgan. Play action, bootleg, it holds the defense. And watch this throw to the outside shoulder. Drew Morgan even got grabbed by the defender, Gladney, still able to separate and make the catch.
Back to a 13-point lead. Under 4.5 remaining here in the third. 15th ranked team in the country is in a hole. Drew Morgan, his first touchdown.
TCU and Jacksonville State. Jacksonville State took Auburn to OT last year. They're giving LSU fits. Brandon Harris bench, so Danny Etling, the Purdue transfer to Deshaun Smith. 46-yard touchdown pass. But LSU only up 6-3. It's on ESPNU. Tess?
Wow. Can you believe what's going on early in the season here with LSU? Right now we've got another SEC team that feels a whole lot better. Arkansas with a 20-7 lead here at TCU. TCU team that was a very trendy pick to win the Big 12. Turpin's going to make a decision. And it was a pretty good one.
Sure was. No. Great job.
Drew Morgan had the touchdown moments ago, Holly.
Well, Drew Morgan with that touchdown reception has become one of the real leaders of this Arkansas team. We saw him in the pregame. When the Hogs came out, he got the team fired up. I asked him, what was your message to your teammates in that moment? He said that we have to be resilient. We're a team that has struggled on the road. When we have faced adversity, sometimes we folded. But when the tough times come, we have to answer. And he did just that after TCU had pulled closer.
I don't think his teammates mind his hairstyle as much as you do, Holly.
I hate the man bun.
Holly's very outspoken, anti-man bun.
I told him I hate the man bun, and he said, well, my mom hates it too, but the ladies love it. So I guess if the ladies like it, I'm going to have to back off.
Came up big in the overtime thriller against Ole Miss last year. Had 3 touchdowns. Came up big here in the third quarter tonight.
Very
Pushed the
confident
lead back
guy.
to 13.
Yeah, he's a very confident guy. Kind of rose to the occasion last year because of injuries, and just has played at a very, very high level.
As Hill reads this, pulls it, tries to get to the outside, puts down his shoulder and fights for an extra yard.
That's a pretty tough run by Kenny Hill. I think Kenny Hill feels a sense of urgency right now as the leader of this offense. They've got to answer. You know, they really need to answer Arkansas. Allow that TCU defense to rest a little bit more. Figure a few things out here in the latter part of the third quarter and keep this drive going.
Trying to convert a 3rd and 5.
Still no throws to Taj Williams.
First down. As he finds Slanina again.
Make the first down, line up, and go with tempo. Try to catch Arkansas not set, which they were not.
Take a shot downfield. Here's your guy, Williams. Just to the outside and out of bounds, but he gave a look to Taj Williams, Todd.
Well, they had a shot. He had a step on his defender. The rush was not set for Arkansas, so they had protection. And Kenny Hill just threw this one a little bit too far to the outside. He had his man beat. Just throw that thing over his inside shoulder and let him run under it.
To the near side that time. As he finds Daniel Walsh.
Again, Arkansas doing a lot of subbing on their defensive line because they know we're going to have fresh bodies in the fourth quarter to rush this quarterback.
3rd and 3. Hill goes down hard that time. Wow. Sosa again.
Well, he just whipped the right guard. This is just man on man, and he whips Matt Pryor right here. Again, 6'3", 289-pound freshman, and he just whipped the guard and got right to the quarterback. Again, rotating defensive line to keep fresh legs. Again, with the big sack.
Rugby style this time out of Nunez. And Cornelius able to catch it on the fly. So a good turn of events for Arkansas. Sosa again. Flag is down there. Right at the end of the play, you saw him coming in. But a great defensive play on that 3rd down from Sosa again. Let's hear the call here.
After the runner was out of bounds, personal foul, late hit, kicking team, 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run, first down.
You know, I don't love this call, Joe, only because, yeah, there was contact. The guy did not go to the ground. The guy that ended up on the ground was the guy who made the contact, Austin.
The foul was on number 23,
Alec Dunham.
23 of the kicking team.
I mean, there's the contact. He is out of bounds. Number 1 doesn't go out to the ground. I don't know. I just think you let that one go. I don't think you need to call late hit on that.
There's a game there Many listed him as a top 10 recruit in the country, one of the biggest that Coach Bielema has landed, and he came up big with that sack moments ago. And now look at the field position that Arkansas has as Cody Walker tries to get to the edge. You know, it's interesting. The Chicago Cubs played down in Houston today. They lost, but Jake Arrieta, their ace, is a TCU guy. He had a plane to send some of the guys up. So Joe Smith and Dexter Fowler. You see David Ross there. And then they'll be heading back to Houston. Sunday Night Baseball comes your way Sunday at 8. Play a Major League game, come up, watch the big primetime college football game of the weekend. That's a nice teammate in Jake Arrieta. Cody Walker.
Well, they got a good thing going here. TCU baseball, too. Jim Schlossnagle, 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row to Omaha College World Series. Had a nice opportunity to meet him the other day and tour their new baseball facility. It is an impressive place.
This entire campus, you look around the facilities here and what the winning with Gary Patterson has done over a 15-year period, and the energy in this place. And right now, the energy needs to help out their defense on 3rd down. Allen, can he do it? He was met right at that line by Jeff Gladney. Very, very hard hit. Let's see where they spot it.
I think he got the first down, but he sure paid a price to get it. He didn't slide. He didn't dive. He ran in there high, and he got hit high. Gladney with the form tackle. They're going to measure.
Well, Holly, as we know, even if that came up short, it wouldn't matter with Brett Bielema with the way he goes about things.
Well, that's right. He has a new system that he's using that is analytics, and it is a comprehensive chart. He showed us a huge binder last night from a company that is letting him know when and where on the field it's smart to go for it on 4th down. He's taking analytics to a new level. He said, I love that movie Moneyball. I don't love baseball, but I love the concept of finding stats that matter, taking chances when you can. So he's got some informed decisions due to that 2nd level analytics.
That would have been a green light spot right there. Play action.
Got him.
Allen. Instead, they go to the outside with Morgan.
Wow, he had a touchdown. They had the TCU defense fooled on that play action. If he looks for Austin Cantrell, his tight end, he's got a touchdown. Watch right in here. Number 44 is going to release right down the middle of the field and be wide open. But they're not looking at him. He throws there. It's a touchdown. As it turns out, a short gain on the dump-off throw.
The 4s are up. 3rd quarter comes to an end.
3rd quarter.
TCU in a 13-point hole. Arkansas looking for a strong road win. And to date, Allstate has contributed millions in those scholarship funds. Joe Tessitore, Todd Blachowicz, Holly Rowe, as it is Gary Patterson and Brett Bielema Part 2. Remember 5.5 years ago, the Rose Bowl, when Big Brett was at Wisconsin. TCU got the best of them then. Now it's Arkansas and Bielema's Hogs up here in Fort Worth. Raleigh Williams, little extra effort doesn't hurt.
Well, one of the things that got Wisconsin in a position to try to win that game years ago, the 4th quarter, they started really concentrating on running the football, their power backs, their big offensive line, and they kind of had major success gashing them in the run game. And
was it John Clay back then?
Yeah, he was one of the 3. Monte Ball was part of that rotation. John Clay was the big back that had a lot of success.
Well, Raleigh just went over 100 yards. Dad's a Dallas police officer. They got a lot of family and friends here to see him. Allen downfield, and that was beyond Hatcher, who was covered up.
Yeah, good coverage by Anthony. Anthony Tejada had some help coming over the top from Nick Orr, the safety.
Williams. And to the 24-yard line, met by Orr and Johnson there.
Well, the guys who are the clutch targets in this part of the field tonight and in most nights, two guys, 80 and 83. Drew Morgan, the wideout that Austin Allen has great chemistry with, and Jeremy Sprinkle, the big tight end. Those are the two guys to keep an eye on this third down play. Looks like Brett Bielema wants a timeout. Doesn't like what they have called on this critical third down play.
First charge timeout, Arkansas. 30-second timeout.
And gives us the opportunity to check in with Adnan.
All right, thank you very much, Joe. Over on ABC, it's Virginia Tech taking on Tennessee, and Josh Dobbs to Josh Malone. At the Pilot Flying J battle at Bristol, Tennessee has awoken. It's 14-all right now, 5.5 to go. Once again, it's on ABC, Joe.
A lot of interest in that. Curiosity of simply the big event of it all down there in Bristol, Tennessee. Reminder that you can get your NFL Sunday started off at 10 a.m. Eastern with NFL Insiders. And then, Todd, I'm very curious to see and hear Trent Dilfer, Charles Woodson, Hasselbeck, Randy Moss, and Boomer, the new look Sunday NFL Countdown at 11 a.m. Here's 3rd and 5. Williams bounced it inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal, Razorbacks.
What a great bounce cut by Raleigh Williams. This play was designed to go to the right. He starts that way and then just bounces out to the left and breaks one tackle. And TCU's defense had lost leverage on the backside of the play. Wasn't there where it was drawn up. Raleigh Williams, with instincts and vision, turns it into a big play inside the 5 now.
22-yard run by Raleigh Williams. 22. He is starting to become
second charge timeout, Arkansas.
Such a big story, and consider the events of the past year, the neck injury he had. Dad is a Dallas police officer, and the events of this summer. What a nice night for Raleigh Williams.
This is the all-new 2016 Chevy.
DuluthTrading.com. ESPN.
We talked about which offense could impose their will. Arkansas behind the running of Raleigh Williams, starting to flex their muscles. Williams now for the game, 22 carries, 131 yards. Remember, he's replacing Alex Collins, who ran for 1,500 yards last year. He's the feature back this year. And as Joe mentioned right before the break, the serious neck injury a year ago. Not even sure if he'd play football again, let alone run as hard as he is tonight.
That time tackled for a loss on 1st and goal by Sammy Douglas.
Sammy Douglas has had a nice football game. He was one of those new starters at the weak side linebacker, and he shot the gap a few times. Here he is right here. He's just going to time it and get right in there before anybody can see him. Use his quickness to get a tackle in the backfield.
Young man who was injured on the 2nd series of the 2015 season opener, so he is happy to be back and making the most of it. 2nd and goal. Wrapped up that time by Josh Caraway.
Well, Williams tried to bounce that one also. And Caraway was having none of it. Bringing up a critical 3rd down play. They can hold him to a field goal attempt. It's still a 2-possession game.
Play caller Dan Enos sends in the 3rd and goal.
Sprinkle and Morgan. Here comes Morgan in motion.
Being chased down, flag is down as Allen just burns it that time, but Sammy Douglas was tracking him.
Probably going to be a hold against McFarland, which will be declined and bring up the 4th down.
Holding, number 83 offense. Penalties decline, 4th down.
Tried a little misdirection. I think they were going to roll right and do a throwback. Sprinkle got caught holding on McFarland.
So Cole Hedlund comes on. A field goal has us as a 16-point margin. So the extreme end of 2 possessions, but still 2 possessions. And it is no good. Off the upright and no good. A 22-yarder is clanked. Still some hope for Gary Patterson and the Frogs. Track down yet another ranked team, one unranked in the past couple years. Cole Hedlund just missed the short field goal attempt. Talking things over with Coach Bielema. And TCU still trailing by 13. 11:30 to play here. Kenny Hill with time. And incomplete.
We were talking during one of the breaks about how well Rob Smith's defense has performed tonight against this explosive offense that had 59 points and over 600 yards last week. And the reason that they're so successful is because of how good their defensive front has played. I'll explain it more at the end of this play, but it's the same reason why Alabama has been so good on defense.
Hicks on 2nd down. This will be 3rd and 3. Tom?
When you can rush the passer with 4 and control the run with 4 and your 2 linebackers, and you don't have to commit extra secondary people in the run defense, it allows you to cover everything in the pass game, and that front 4 dictates the game. And that's what they've been able to do tonight. They've been able to keep this offense fairly in check by controlling the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 2. Hill gets free, has a 1st down. You got to have versatile big men to be able to do that. Guys that can play inside and outside. They have that. Guys like Tywan Johnson.
And you have to have depth, which they have this year. That's why they've been able to rotate guys through this game.
Up tempo, Hill downfield, wide open is Turpin. Cavante Turpin, 1st and goal, TCU.
Well, they really set this one up. They're going to fake the wide receiver screen to the outside to Hicks. And it fooled the Arkansas defense. And Turpin went streaking through the middle of the defense.
And now streaking down the field to line up and snap it here. Hicks to the near side. Touchdown. Flag is down. Looks like this will come back.
Holding, number 69 offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
Devin Beanham, number 97, was the guy that was held. The tempo, the quick snap worked. Everything they wanted. But right here is where the hold's going to happen. The defense is gassed. Avion Collins, number 69, with the hold. And it wipes out the touchdown.
1st and goal now at the 15. Derek Green, big man, down inside the 1. Picked up a nice block. Returning the favor was Collins that time, the grad transfer from Michigan.
Well, and they pulled Collins the tackle.
Hill on the quarterback sneak as he is held short. It'll be 3rd and goal from inside the 1. And Brooks Ellis is still down at the end of that play.
Yeah, TCU fans are booing, but I can guarantee you one thing. Number 51 doesn't want to be on the sidelines for a play. And Rob Smith doesn't want 51 on the sidelines, so there was no faking of an injury there. Fans booing, thinking they were trying to slow down the TCU tempo. But that guy right there is the centerpiece of your defense.
Yeah, the interception return earlier tonight.
That was a nice inside power run by Derek Green.
They're taking him straight to the locker room, it appears. Kyle Hicks is back in at running back here on 3rd and goal as Ken and Lori Hill, Kenny's parents, look on. And they close the gap here. Into the end zone, Kenny Hill.
Great block by Hicks. When you run the quarterback by design, you pick up an extra blocker. That extra blocker is Hicks. Watch his block right here, the cut block that enables Hill to get it into the end zone. Beautiful execution of the cut block and an easy touchdown for Kenny Hill.
And all of a sudden you look up and you see just a 6-point game. Missed field goal on one end. And then TCU, Kenny Hill to Cavante Turpin. 57-yard reception set them up. And Hill brought it home. We got a close one all of a sudden down here.
The pass to Turpin. Now watch this. Turpin's going to come out here, or Hicks is going to come out, fake the screen. Turpin's going to run out down the seam. These two defenders are both going to go for the fake screen. Beautifully executed, perfect timing, and nobody picked up Cavante Turpin running down the seam of the defense. Well executed, and that set up the touchdown run by Hicks, and TCU right back in the football game.
And Reed is taken down at about the 23. It's always interesting how quickly things can change. You saw Arkansas had great field position and good-looking drive, and then Headland comes out and puts that one off the upright, or else they'd have that cushion right now, that 9-point margin instead of 6.
Yeah, well, special teams, very important. You know, obviously a big part of it, but a credit to TCU also. When they saw that door was still open for them, they really capitalized, and they made a nice drive down the field. And Cavante Turpin, who's been fairly quiet, came up with a big-time play.
I think about what was said to us the other day about Hill not having that panic button. Seemed pretty comfortable trailing on that last drive. Here's Williams now, and now look at how active Coach Patterson's front is against Williams all of a sudden.
Traven Howard with the big play behind the line of scrimmage. Again, they've been very aggressive in the run game on first down. And when they get those negative yardage plays on first down, it really knocks Arkansas off schedule.
Howard's tackle, a loss of 3. Second and 13. Wow. Allen gets it complete that time to Reed.
It's a tough throw. I mean, that's a long throw. That ball's in the air a long time. Throwing from the right hash, the out route to the left sideline. Perfect timing, hits him on his way out of the break. Dominic Reed doesn't get the first down because he has to come back to the football. If he doesn't do that, he doesn't get the catch and give him a chance here on 3rd and short.
Here's a big spot, but they are built for it. 3rd and 2. Gonna pass on 3rd and 2. He got blasted there. That's an incomplete pass but Sammy Douglas came in, targeting Allen.
It's an incomplete forward pass. Fourth down.
Sammy Douglas has done this all night. Timing when he comes on a blitz, when he comes under pressure. Times it, comes clean, right to the quarterback. Allen never saw it. And fortunately, he got rid of the football before the contact, or that would have certainly been a fumble.
That's more of the Gary Patterson type ball they've become accustomed to through the years.
First charge timeout, TCU.
So TCU will use their first timeout. Baker on the punt away for Arkansas. Can he stay away from Cavante Turpin? Drives this downfield. Turpin from the 16. And they're able to take him down. Did he maintain his balance? This is still a live play. Out to midfield. And it was Toby Baker, the punter, who had to track him down. 5'9", 153-pound Cavante Turpin.
You just got to wrap him up. I mean, they had bodies down there and arms around him, but nobody wrapped him up and took him to the ground.
That was just his hand on the ground, and he kept the feet going. Watch his feet here.
On the field of the runner not down is under further review.
Watch the leg drive, and you tell me, does a knee touch the ground? That's just tremendous effort there, Todd.
Tremendous effort and poor tackling by Arkansas on a guy that's not that hard to get to the ground, strength and size-wise. But you're right, incredible effort by Cavante to turn a very short return into a big return and give his team the football at midfield.
A 34-yard return by Turpin. Remember, he had the 57-yard reception to set up the last touchdown. He is dynamic.
Interestingly enough, Arkansas last week had the same score, 20-14.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Let's take one more look at the incredible individual effort by Cavante Turpin. 155 pounds. Just keeps working. Nobody wraps him up. Nobody takes him to the ground. Even his guys had stopped. The only guy who didn't stop on the play was Turpin, and he ends up getting it out to midfield. They're going to go hurry up, too. They're going to go right now and snap the ball as fast as they can.
First and goal. After a 43-yard reception by Cavante Turpin. Hicks, touchdown Frogs. We're all tied up.
Great block by the center Slotman on that touchdown run, and just like that, TCU with a chance to take the lead. Beautiful call on the long pass to Turpin. It was a double move that really fooled the Arkansas defense, and a beautiful throw under pressure by Kenny Hill.
And Ryan Graff, the redshirt freshman walk-on, gives TCU a 21-20 lead.
Brett Bielema told us this guy is dangerous. We have to do a great job on Turpin. They have not here late in the ball game. And then watch this play. Turpin is going to go and just go a hitch and go. Kenny Hill is going to get hit as he throws, but the little hitch and go, it's open. Kenny Hill throws it while he's getting hit, and Turpin makes another big play for this TCU team. And then Slotman, number 51. Look at that block right in the middle of the play, and Hicks runs right off of his hip into the end zone. Wow, what a turnaround. He had 176 or 177 last week, all-purpose yards. In a much bigger game on a much bigger stage tonight, 226. Last week, with 6:37 left in the game, Arkansas scored a touchdown to take a 21-20 lead that they eventually held on to win. Now they got to play comeback again.
Dominic Breed. Down short of the 20. Adnan, you like wacky. We got wacky here in Fort Worth. What do you got?
It has been a wild game, Test. You're right about that. I love the turpentine. I got this for you. Jacksonville State taking on LSU. Now, Tre'Davious White fields it at about 37, and then he goes all over the place here, trying to avoid all these tacklers. In fact, he goes back to his own 17 or 18-yard line, and then here we go. White puts on the Jets and flanked by two guys, but doesn't really need him. What a heck of a punt return touchdown. 27-10 LSU. Back to you, Tess.
Thank you, Adnan. White's a great athlete. He had that play last week at Wisconsin as well.
Not sure what the confusion is right now.
After the play, personal foul, number 9 receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's Santos Ramirez. And you can see how hot Coach Bevelman is over that one.
Well, again, remember, no penalties in the first half for Arkansas.
Now the helmet came off there. Now, can the Hogs settle in here, make something happen, and stop this unraveling? Allen. Nearly intercepted that time by Nick Orr. Oh, was that dangerous.
Well, the fact that Austin Allen couldn't throw that on time, he had to kind of double clutch and reload. And when he threw it the second time, it almost got picked up. Ball hung in the air a little bit, and a nice break on the ball by Orr. And Austin Allen very lucky that one didn't get intercepted.
Not much there as Josh Caraway and the rest of the Frogs were able to get to Williams.
Well, third down and long. They're taking Keon Hatcher out of the game. A little surprising to me. Drew Morgan, your go-to receiver in this kind of situation. He's down at the bottom of the screen.
Incomplete as he was looking for Drew Morgan.
Deep in route. Good man-to-man coverage by Tejada. Throw a little bit low, but excellent coverage by TCU.
I'm not sure what Cavante Turpin can do for an encore, but we're about to find out. Toby Baker from 2 yards into his own end zone will be punting away with over 6 minutes to play. As the directional punt crosses midfield. $10 a.m. Eastern, Sunday morning. It'll be NFL Insiders. You'll get all the injury news, fantasy updates, the breaking stories, and then the debut of the new team on Sunday NFL Countdown. Boomer's got Trent Dilfer, Charles Woodson, Matt Hasselbeck, and Randy Moss. Matt Gang will take you right up until kickoff. And then our good friend Sean McDonough making his regular season debut with Coach Gruden on Monday Night Football. Steelers, Redskins. The doubleheader follows with 49ers and Rams in coverage. There will begin Monday at 5 Eastern on ESPN. Derek Green testing that Hogs front. Greenlaw with the tackle. Under 6 minutes to play. TCU with a 1-point lead.
Interesting to see how TCU handles this now. They've battled back. They've got the lead. Will they slow their tempo down some and use clock? Will they stay aggressive throwing the football?
Hill looking for the design quarterback run, and he has a first down and more. Good patience for Kenny Hill. Chose correctly. 11-yard run.
Well, he's thrown for 336. He's run for 72. And here of late, I mean, he is just running the show for TCU. Very calm, good composure, and he's making big plays.
Saw Dad, the former All-Star Game starting pitcher when he was with the Texas Rangers, proudly looking on. This second act in the college career of Kenny Hill. Looking downfield to the end zone for Porter. He was covered by Pulley.
Yeah, good coverage by Pulley. Ball was a little bit inside, and that enabled Pulley to make a nice play on the football. Pulley needs to come out of the game. See, if that ball's over the outside shoulder, Porter has a better chance of separating from the smaller defender and making the catch.
Let's check in with Holly here as Pulley is down.
Well, you guys are hearing the boos from the crowd, but it has been hot and muggy down here. Some of the Arkansas players starting to cramp up. Brooks Ellis, who they were booing earlier when he went down, actually went to the locker room, and judging from the bandage on his left arm, it looks like he did receive an IV and fluids to come back out and be on this field. Guys, they have been able to rotate despite this fast tempo of TCU, but I definitely see the Arkansas Hogs wilting right now in this hot, muggy night.
A lot of running with these linebackers and DBs and all this pass offense and running downfield guarding receivers. They do have depth up front that they're rotating to keep fresh, but not as much depth in the back end of their defense.
Inside pass to White.
Big play right here.
Third down, critical moment for the Arkansas defense. Rob Smith, the coordinator.
You have to, again, be concerned about the running of Kenny Hill. Again, fresh bodies in. But if you rush Kenny Hill, you better rush him with discipline.
3rd and 7. On the slant, there is Slanina. Time and time again, one of his favorite targets. 16-yard reception and a first down for TCU.
Just a great job by Kenny Hill getting his feet set quickly and delivering the ball accurately. That's a timing throw on the little quick slant. Get the snap, set your feet, drive into the ball, and a big 3rd down conversion.
Green inside the 10.
And the thing that I'm impressed with Kenny Hill, as much as anything, the same thing Doug Meacham said to us yesterday, his demeanor, his poise. Makes a mistake, doesn't panic, has short-term memory, comes right back out, slinging it around. And he has shown that tonight. I like his body language. I like the look in his eyes. I like his control and his composure out there.
Green wrapped up by Beanham. 3rd and 1. Just to think, Todd, where it was not long ago with Arkansas knocking on the door. They had the lead. They attempt the field goal. It's a 20-7 game. Could have been 27-7. Instead, they have to attempt the field goal. Goes off the upright, opens the door, just keeps the door open a bit
just
for
a little
TCU.
Bit. And I even go back even further, Joe. We talked about this in the first half, in the first quarter, when Arkansas had control of the game, but they had to settle for field goals. They made the comment, you're not going to beat TCU by just kicking field goals. You got to score touchdowns when you get opportunities because of how explosive this team is.
That's a brutal stat that we just put up to read if you're a Hogs fan of having
Second charge timeout, TCU.
10-point leads and having them go south. But this is what happened earlier in the 4th quarter.
Well, this was the missed field goal that just left that door ajar. And Kenny Hill and Cavante Turpin kicked it open.
And the 57-yard reception. And then Hill with the touchdown run. And then Turpin, I thought this was one of the moments of the night. Keeping his footing somehow and making it good for a 34-yard punt return, which brought us this time.
Well, another, the hitch and go, the double move, perfect call. They hadn't shown it all night. And then Hicks with the touchdown run, and just like that, TCU seizes control of the football game.
Molly.
Well, Joe, things really changed down here on the sideline when the TCU defense came up with that stop. Arkansas had really lulled them to sleep with those long, plodding drives, but that missed field goal, the sideline erupted. The energy that came into this stadium from the players to the fans, it has been a completely different ballgame.
3rd and 1.
Got Hill or Hicks running it here.
And here is Hill. Same play he scored on, and he scores again just to the other side. Flag came in there. Mark Curls, our SEC referee, Big 12 upstairs.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 7 offense. The touchdown counts. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff. This was number 9's first unsportsmanlike conduct of the game.
Well, not sure what he did after the play that drew the flag, but he sure executed the run extremely well. And again,
final
Hicks.
charge timeout, TCU. 30-second timeout.
So TCU touchdowns on their last 3 drives.
Well, again, same thing. Quarterback run behind Hicks. All right, so you got Hicks is going to lead the block here. Watch the tackle, too. Noteboom gets out here and gets a big block. Hicks with the cut block. You have an extra blocker when the quarterback runs, and that's just an easy touchdown for Kenny Hill.
Coach P feels a little better.
Gave a little throat slash, which you just, a guy named Trevon Boykin, who at one point was a wide receiver and made him into the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year at quarterback. But the numbers just went through the roof right away in year 1, and they haven't slowed down since.
Well, definitely haven't slowed down this 4th quarter, that's for sure.
Up over 521 yards of offense now.
We got an 8-point margin all of a sudden. Still a one-possession game with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to play. Arkansas will have a chance to try to tie this game as Dan Enos and the gang gathers and comes up with that plan.
Well, the first down is critical in a 2-minute drive. Right now, they're making sure they're on the same page. What's our first play? Our first 2 plays, we have 1 timeout. We want to save that as much as possible. Austin Allen needs to know what stops the clock, when he might have to spike the football, but you got to get this first down. That is the most critical in running a 2-minute offense.
The last week, Austin Allen came up big after some struggles against Louisiana Tech. And had a fourth quarter, 4th down, go-ahead touchdown pass from Allen to Sprinkle. Now they're going to need some late drama again.
Last week, Arkansas only managed 297 yards of total offense. Right now, they're sitting at 291 with their last potential possession of the ball game right here.
And remember, they're going to be kicking off from the 20-yard line because of the throat slash and the penalty called after Hill's antics. And it is a line drive fielded by Reed. And Reed's all the way out past the 40-yard line just like that. What's up, my man Adnan?
Well, Tess, I got to let you know, coming up, we continue with our great college football slate as Royce Freeman and Oregon coming up under 8 minutes away as Virginia be taking on those Ducks. It's going to be a ton of fun in Eugene. Tess, back to you.
Virginia coming off that loss to Richmond week 1. Royce Freeman, maybe one of the most underrated running backs in all of college football. For now, the spotlight is on Austin Allen and the Hogs. They got a $1.59 to play with. Can they get it done? Here's Morgan. Stiff arm, stays on his feet. And then spun down as the clock will continue to run as he's out to the 48.
Pretty good job by Allen to avoid a negative play or a sack and to get something on that first down play, but it took a lot of time because it was a long crossing route.
Allen. Complete. Drew Morgan. Look at this inside the 30.
So now the clock stops till they reset the change, and I think Drew Morgan's got cramps now as well.
24-yard reception. Holly has been on top of this story with the conditions here. Look at this time.
Well, again, perfect timing. A long throw from one hash mark to the opposite sideline. And Tejada slipped. He misjudged the ball and took a bad angle, and that enabled Morgan to turn it upfield and add yardage. And, Joe, just like you mentioned, because of the penalty on Kenny Hill, they kicked from the 20, they returned it to the 40, and in 2 plays, they're at the 35-yard line, or the 30-yard line of TCU, the 28-yard line, I should say. With 1:24 and still with 1 timeout.
Well, this is what happened moments ago when Kenny Hill scored the touchdown that put them up 8. Throat slash. Can't do it. Costly.
So right now,
Arkansas good field position and quickly down the field.
Arkansas
Morgan struggles to get up.
And Arkansas needs to be ready to get their play called at the line of scrimmage, because as soon as they take Morgan off the field and clear him, they're going to restart the clock, because when he went down inbounds.
1 timeout remains for Arkansas. They need to score and a 2-point conversion. From the 28-yard line, Austin Allen. And the right tackle moved. That was Colton Jackson.
You know, the right tackle moved, but I think it was the center's fault.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
It looked like Austin Allen wanted Ragnow, the center, to snap the football, and he didn't.
Allen. Complete inside the 20 to Cornelius. Out of bounds and a first down.
Beautiful throw again. Protection was there. They got the yardage back. Austin Allen showing poise in the pocket. The crossing route, that was Cornelius working on Traven Howard in man coverage. And then he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. And now you can even think about running here, Joe, because you still have a 1:09 and a timeout. So you don't have to throw every down here if you're Arkansas. You can pick your spot when you may want to run the football.
Allen. Touchdown, Arkansas, Keon Hatcher.
Anthony Tejada in coverage just got turned completely around, almost got screwed into the dirt. Right here is the one-on-one. It's just a corner route, and Tejada is just going to get spun around and can't get out of his break to make a play on the football.
A 2-point conversion away from tying this game. Here we go, folks. Will they cap off a wild fourth quarter? Reverse to pass. Allen. Wow! Touchdown, Arkansas. I mean, Brett Bielema pulled everything out that time.
You said reverse. That was a double reverse. 2 handoffs and then a pass for the 2-point conversion. You got to time it up and get the ball to Morgan, and then he's going to get it to Hatcher. Very difficult to execute, even though this is their 2-point play that they work on. 2 exchanges, and then a left-handed throw by Hatcher, and a catch by the quarterback, Austin Allen. That is unbelievably well done.
Partner, you're living good, my friend. You got Texas Notre Dame, and you just got that to tie this thing at 28. Fun nights in college football. Don't we have them, folks? 28-28. But then they have that guy. Turpentine, they call him. Cavante Turpin, who has been dynamic in every way in this fourth quarter. And what will he offer here? How about this?
Oh,
Turpin.
Goodness.
Inside the 30. I've seen it all. Cavante Turpin every which way.
I just don't even know why you kick it anywhere near him. Squib it. Do something. Don't let him get his hands on the ball. It's not like he even needs a lot of blocks. He's so fast.
A 64-yard return. Bielema can't believe it, but now must face the reality. The ball's already on the 27 for the Frogs.
And remember, no Jaden Obichrome for TCU if you're thinking about a game-winning field goal. So does that mean you get aggressive and try for a touchdown here if you're TCU?
Here's Hill going for it. Caught! Emmanuel Porter! Diving effort! Flag is down. Officials are talking it over.
Illegal touching. Number 1 offense. Kent went out of bounds on his own. Came back in and was first to touch the pass.
They say he wasn't forced out, Tom.
Wow. Second down.
It was an odd play because 2 receivers were in the same area. This is Porter here, and Slanina is on the inside. They're going to end up in the same area. Does Porter run out of bounds on his own? It looked like he stepped out on about his third step, was not forced out, and then was the first to touch the football.
So it's second down. Crowd thought they had the go-ahead. Frogs thought they had the go-ahead. More work to be done by Kenny Hill. He's going to run it. Remember, no timeouts. Ledbetter rolls them down. It'll be third down. And we already detailed the potential kicking issues for TCU. He's going to run it again. Can he get the first down? He does. That'll stop the clock temporarily.
So now they can spike it. Because they got the first down, it'll stop temporarily. They can spike the ball to stop the clock and then huddle or call the play that they want.
There's the clocking of the ball. 21 seconds remain. That young man, Ryan Graff, a redshirt freshman. Last week, he kicked a 32-yarder. His only attempt. Jaden Oberchrome is gone. He had been a TCU recent legend, hitting 79 field goals in his career.
Well, you've got 6'4" receiver on one side and 6'4" on the other side. You can throw a jump ball either place if you want to take a shot at a touchdown here or run your quarterback again.
To the end zone. Incomplete. 16 ticks of the clock remain.
See, the only thing I don't understand is I don't understand why they're running the slot guy in the same area, because it not only takes him there, it also takes another defender there, and Gary Patterson's seen enough. He wants to try to win it here with a kick, or at least take the lead here with a kick.
A walk-on, a redshirt freshman who's only had one attempt in his career. It came last week. This to go ahead in the closing moments here in an outrageously wild fourth quarter.
Arkansas uses their last timeout. Try to ice the kicker.
Final timeout, Arkansas. 30-second timeout.
Kenny Hill with 355 yards passing, another 93 on the ground. Austin Allen masterful on that last drive, and the two-point conversion, an all-time classic to arrive at 28 all. Let's check in with the studio on Adnan.
All right, Joe, thank you. Just want to let everybody know, Virginia and Oregon currently on ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app. Action is currently underway. Of course, we will have that game for you right here on ESPN once your game concludes. The Joe Test magic once again appearing, Joe.
Well, let's see who has the magic, Adnan, right now. Will it be the foot of Ryan Graff? The holder is Adam Nunez, the punter. Matt Boggs to snap, and Graff for the go-ahead. A 28-yard attempt. It is blocked! Arkansas's big men come up big. It may have been Wise who got up there. Austin Allen wipes the brow. Shock here in Fort Worth, and still 28-28 on the board.
I think it was Dan Skipper. I think they put Dan Skipper in the middle of that field goal block unit, the 6'10" offensive tackle, and I think Dan Skipper is the guy that's going to get his hands up. Watch right in the middle, number 70. Yep,
it was
left hand by Dan Skipper.
6'10" left tackle coming in on field goal block. And with that height,
there were two guys up higher than him that would have had a chance if he doesn't get it.
Oh, I like this kind of party.
Oh, my goodness.
We got a clock running down to double zeros. Get that Cobra stance down, my friend. We got more football to play. We got a big Saturday night in Fort Worth ahead. 28-28.
Hawk, but watch behind him. Jeremy Sprinkle's up even higher than him. If he doesn't get it, Sprinkle's going to get it. That's excellent execution, but right in the middle, the push and the jump by the 6'10" captain, Skipper. And we live to play overtime.
The big man, Dan Skipper, who, by the way, you think he's had...
Your backs over here. TCU has won the toss, chosen to play on defense. Arkansas has chosen to play on this end of the field.
Well, Coach Patterson's been through a few of these before. Coach Bielema looking for a big non-conference win before the meat of the SEC West comes his way.
You know, when this thing started 3 and some hours ago, we talked about, you know, both teams underperformed in week 1. In some ways lucky. We expected a lot of improvement from week 1 to week 2, and boy, they have both played at a different level in this ball game. These teams have brought the best out of each other,
especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter that we just watched was played at a very highly competitive, intense level. Now what will overtime offer up? Will start on the ground as Williams takes it inside the 20, taken down by Summers.
For Arkansas, the key in this possession, and really any possession for them, stay on schedule. Try to avoid the negative plays, because this is an offense that's built on staying on schedule. TCU's defense, a pressure, fast, stunting defense, is built on creating negative plays.
2nd and 4. Fake the pitch, and that had nowhere to go as that defensive front stayed with it. Denzel Johnson was tracking Sprinkle.
Well, Denzel Johnson was there for the defense on the receiver, and Traven Howard was there for the quarterback. And probably an incomplete pass was the best thing that could happen to Arkansas there, because TCU was in perfect position to defend that play.
3rd and 4 coming our way here. They pick up the pressure. Allen. Caught! Touchdown! Jeremy Sprinkle!
Well, you just can't throw this ball in any better place than Austin Allen did. He threw it up high where his 6'5" tight end could go get it. The cornerback, Jeff Gladney, had no chance because of where the ball was thrown. It's either your guy catches it or it goes out of bounds.
Cole Hedlund. Flag comes in as they ran into him, but Hedlund's got to feel good being back out there.
Yeah, but is this penalty going to go against TCU in the overtime if it's a penalty on them? Oh. What a throw, though, by Austin Allen, Joe. Again, when you talk about a receiver being open.
Running into the kicker. Penalty is declined. The try is good.
When you talk about a receiver being open, you only think usually of separation from side to side from a defender. But when you have a big receiver, a guy is also open high. And if you throw the ball up vertically to a tall receiver or tight end, then that's a guy getting open even when there's a man close by in a defender's position. A beautiful throw to a tall receiver that only he could catch, and the touchdown in overtime for Arkansas.
So Sprinkle gives them the touchdown lead, and now TCU must match. Kenny Hill. Speed option, pitch, Hicks.
Good first
and
play.
A good game for Hicks. as he picks up 9 yards there.
First time they showed that play the entire game, and it pays off. Great gain on first down. Second and short, you got a lot of things you can do. Turpin is in the slot to the bottom of the screen. 3 wide receivers. He's the middle receiver.
And Hill, of course, can run it. Inside screen. Turpin gets loose again. First down, TCU. They get it to him again, and the whistles blow. Flag comes down.
I don't think they were set.
Now that up tempo was too much tempo.
Have to be set for a second before you snap the football.
Before the snap, false start, offense. All 11 players were never set. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Doug Meacham, the offensive coordinator. Young man hoping for the best with his dad. And a crowd filled of purple and white supporters needing a touchdown. 1st and 15.
Tell you what, they ran a nifty reverse to Turpin last week. They showed it already on film, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't pull it out.
Hill with time, quick strike, incomplete. He wanted Williams.
Ball was a little bit low, but a catchable pass. Williams again very quiet tonight. 11 catches last week. No catches tonight.
Second down. Keep it on the ground with Hicks. And it'll be 3rd down from the 13-yard line. Could get a first down at the 1, but 7 is what they desire here.
Nice play by Santos Ramirez coming up from his strong safety position on that play. 3rd down and long. Obviously 4-down territory. You don't have to get it all in this play, and you can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. So you have 2 plays to get 10 yards or a touchdown here.
Porter's at the top of your screen. He's a big 6-foot target, 6'4" target. Hill trying to extend the play to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Williams finally breaking through.
Well, that's all Kenny Hill. Buying time, eluding pressure, and the whole time he's dancing in the pocket with his feet, his eyes are towards the end zone downfield. He's not looking at the rush. He's looking down the field, and he spotted Taj Williams in the back of the end zone for a touchdown.
Now remember what happened, Todd, moments ago. But this time, clean as could be for Ryan Graff. Double overtime.
Again, watch Kenny Hill move, elude pressure, but never took his eyes off of downfield. And for the first time tonight, he connects with Taj Williams, and it couldn't have come at a better time for the Frogs.
Good. Well, they're having a blast here. As moments ago, Taj Williams called in the touchdown reception, and young Ryan Graff, who had one blocked in regulation, put through the extra point, and we're headed to double overtime.
TCU right back on offense. Kenny Hill now 373 yards passing and a touchdown, 93 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
So now TCU's offense right back out there. It starts second overtime. Hill quickly getting it out to Gray. And Gray is forced out at the 21. picks. Not much there at all as the defensive line held their ground. Sosa Agin coming up big.
See, they take their main guys out on second down. They've been trying to use this strategy. Now on third down, they bring Wise, Ledbetter, Johnson, and Beenum back in the game. They're starting front four to try to get to the quarterback.
Hill on 3rd and 5. Overthrows into the outside of Turpin. Now this is a tricky spot for TCU as they're going to send out Ryan Graff, the inexperienced place kicker, as they've been trying to settle on somebody to replace Jaden Oberchrome, who was so good in his career. Graff was blocked in regulation. Hit a 32-yarder last week. This a 37-yarder. And that was well struck. But will it be enough?
Interestingly, Arkansas didn't have their same field goal rush team on the field that they did at the end of regulation. They went to more of a safe defensive unit, and now they find themselves down by 3.
Knowing exactly what they need. You know, you consider the trajectory of both these programs. TCU, a team that many think, many had as a trendy pick in the Big 12. Arkansas, a team that keeps growing and building that foundation of Brett Bielema's master plan brick by brick, knocking on the door of the SEC West. What a big one this is. Who will be the victor? Arkansas, 3 to force another overtime, 6 to win it. Little jet action this time as Reed gets the corner, still on his feet, fighting his way down towards the 10-yard line.
Well executed edge rush. You don't get a lot of edge rushes against the speed of this TCU defense. But that time Reed on the jet sweep able to turn the corner and get a nice gain for a first down.
So at the nose of that ball on the 10-yard line, it is 1st and goal. Touchdown wins it for the Hogs. Williams. Only a yard. For a moment, it looked like he was going to come out the other side of that, but Sammy Douglas was waiting on him. Douglas has had a nice night.
He sure has. He really has. He's been very active from his will linebacker position, timing his run blitzes and his run throughs exceptionally well.
A 17 tackle night against this Arkansas team. 2nd and goal.
Sprinkle and Morgan.
Fakes the pitch. Allen. To the 5-yard line, he goes to Cantrell. It'll be 3rd and goal from there.
Well, you wonder why Cantrell went to the ground. It wasn't that low of a pass that he had to. If he stays on his feet, he might be able to run this into the end zone. Maybe not.
Allen on the ground, trying.
incredible effort by Austin Allen. There were some blockers out there that didn't necessarily get great blocks, but Austin Allen would not be denied. We've seen Kenny Hill run into the end zone on design quarterback runs. Watch the individual effort of Austin Allen. He just fights through about 5 TCU defenders and would not be denied at the goal line. A safe call, but a good call and a great effort by the quarterback, Austin Allen.
And a great extra effort by his center, Frank Ragnow, to make sure the stamp was put on it. Number 15 goes down at home. Holly.
Well, Coach, late in this ball game, you have to take the ball down the length of the field for another go-ahead drive. How calm was your quarterback in that situation?
What, he grew up a lot today. I think our guys did. Hats off to TCU. Gary's, what he's built here is unbelievable. Honored to be a part of it. Glad to represent the SEC today.
As I was trying to figure out what play you'd run on that last play right there, I didn't think quarterback sneak. What did you think there?
Well, Austin's got a good set of wheels. We want to let him showcase. We got athletic quarterbacks at Arkansas, so a lot of fun. Great program victory. Now we got to buckle up, get ready for Texas State and the SEC.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Woo Pig.
Woo Pig Suey indeed. SEC and Big 12 put on a show in prime time. Worthy of a kneel down and accolades, isn't it? 41-30.